This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're here on Xbox Series S. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is the return and continuation of, well, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I thought we'd take a look at the Series S side of things and see how the game is faring after a pretty rough launch period. So let's dive in and take a look at the bright, beautiful world. So yeah, in Flight Sim, you can fly across the entire world. Pick a place, go anywhere you want, do anything, see anything, and literally like fly a massive variety of different planes, and you can even get out of your planes anywhere. I could land, I could get out, I could walk around, and I could live my best, I don't know, regular walking life. So, this is a situation where we're having a lot of, like, everything in this game is based on the cloud. So it's really hard to tell you if this is kind of just how this game looks, or if it's, like, rougher because there's cloud issues. So, we're going to be diving in, just kind of talking about this experience, giving you an idea of things, and mostly talking about just the beauty of Flight Simulator. I showed off the Series X version previously, so you can see that on the channel if you want to know what it looks like. And I did that in Calgary. I crashed midair? Are you sure? And here we are on, well, the Series S. So on the Series S, the resolution is a lot lower. It's 1080p. Now, the game is targeting 30 FPS, but like with Flight Sim 2020, because this is basically the exact same thing, that they've just kind of upgraded stuff, it is uncapped, so theoretically it could go up to 120 FPS. You're not going to get close to that, but if you do have VRR, 120Hz display, you can go beyond 30 FPS. You might get up to like 100 FPS or something like that in an optimal situation, but it's probably going to be stuttering. And again, I'm not sure if this is a situation of this is just the Series S kind of having a little bit more struggles, or if the cloud is continuously getting kind of pounded. I'm playing at like extreme off hours kind of in order to actually get in and play and showcase this, so just kind of keep that in mind. And there's HDR support too. So yeah, this is really, really quite interesting because theoretically this should be a much better looking version of Flight Sim compared to what we had in 2020, at least from the early showcases. But here on the Series S, this is a lot rougher. And my internet speeds, for context, are 130 download, 30 upload. So, you know, it did look a lot better on Series X. It seems like most of the geometry and stuff is kind of struggling to load. And I don't know if that's just because the Series S isn't quite as powerful, or if there's some sort of cloud type problems. So that's the problem with everything is kind of based on the cloud. It's kind of hard to tell if things look how they're supposed to look, or if there's just extreme cloud issues going on. That being said, the performance does seem kind of steady-ish. It does drop dramatically and randomly, as you can kind of tell, because it's all over the place, but at least you do get a great sense of scale on this one. Another really cool thing about this all being on the cloud is that when there are world updates, like new scans, it should automatically apply without you having to really download anything, which I think is quite fantastic. So Flight Sim, when it first released back in the day, like this iteration of Flight Sim, the 2020, it really was, to me, quite groundbreaking. Like, playing it on PC was amazing, and then, you know, seeing it eventually come to console was fantastic. This game is largely just coasting off of the technical foundation of that, and then just pushing it on cloud a little bit further. If you haven't noticed, we're in Los Angeles here, is where I thought this showcase would be kind of cool, just to, you know, present a different area while we talk about this on the Series S. So, like, it's a lot less neat playing this on the Series S because it definitely doesn't seem to handle things as well. Like, sometimes some of the buildings seem to go a little sharper than others. I don't know. This just doesn't seem like the best way to kind of tackle this game because it feels like the geometry just isn't kind of loading properly. Is that like the Santa Monica Pier there? That's the place from Grand Theft Auto. No, but like you know, like some of it seems to load it. I don't know if it's just the cloud issues they keep having or what. It's so hard to tell with this game. But as I was saying, it's building off the foundation of 2020. So in theory, it should be like much more impressive. And that game was just like a technical masterpiece and really showcased, you know, kind of the power of the fact that a console can actually run a flight sim where you're able to explore the entire world. And it's cool that they took it a little step further in this one where you can have like careers and you can do different types of aircraft and stuff, you know. That's really awesome, like hot air balloons and that, and do missions and, you know, different challenges, and there's live other conditions, and there's supposed to be multiplayer with others, and your add-ons and stuff are supposed to carry over, but they have to fix those for later on, so that's like a work in progress. But like, it's neat because like you can get out of your vehicle and walk anywhere at any time at any place, and you know the game you can do live traffic or you can set up traffic of any time or weathering or conditions of any kind, and it's, you know, it's a real world representation of the entire world, and you can completely, you know, it's the simulation. It's the most like actual true to life simulation in existence. It's genuinely amazing as far as gaming goes, right? It's kind of breathtaking, but like it doesn't really seem to have the same, I guess you would say, like technical kind of like feat achievement that 2020 has. Like it feels just like a bit of an upgrade over that, which in itself is a bit of a disappointment because I was expecting this to really push beyond. And I don't know, like Series S, it's a lot rougher, but I genuinely can't tell if it's a lot rougher because it's the Series S or if it's because of technical things. Again, this should be like on an off hour of gaming, like it's early morning, so it should not be stressed as much. It's another one of those late nights for me. Ah, but yeah, and then the performance here on the Series S is a lot rougher too. It seems to drop a lot more, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, it's genuinely kind of fascinating because Flight Sim is like, it's such a cool experience. There's not really, you know, much out there that does what Flight Sim does. Like it is a genuine technical achievement, right? But it feels a lot less impressive because, well, we've, you know, kind of seen this in the past. We've literally played this game before. And for something where they're kind of doing, you know, an iterative release, it's like you are kind of expecting something a little bit more complex or unique, if that makes sense. Like it is interesting that this is, you know, kind of how everything ended up. It's genuinely fascinating. It's still really cool. Like this is still one of the coolest gaming experiences you can have, and it's always worth trying this. Like if you have never played Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is one of the most intriguing gameplay experiences you can ever have because you can literally, you know, fly anywhere and do anything. And you can visit like endless unique cities and places, and you can really tell too the difference between areas that are actually like scanned with modern scans versus ones that aren't. It does make a world of technical difference here. The only problem here is on the Series S, or again, if it's just the cloud, it's like it's so muddy you can't tell any of the buildings. It just looks like an endless array of muddy shacks that are kind of like thrown together. It's really quite visually abysmal. Los Angeles, what do you think? Like I'm trying to get a bearing as to where I am in LA, and it's just like it's nigh impossible just because it looks so terrible. like, like it's really rough on the Series S. I don't know. Like Did I really check this out on the Series S last time? I just remember it being a little bit more, I don't know, fantastic. Like it just seems like a bit of a like a downgrade almost from a technical standpoint. It's very very bizarre. Like theoretically, the cloud and its technology should enable us to experience flight sim in a whole new way that's truly exciting and groundbreaking. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. On Series X, it was definitely okay. This is a lot less enjoyable in this way, and I don't know, maybe it looks better on YouTube than compared to like what I'm sort of experiencing here. But this is definitely not the way that I personally would want to experience flight sim. Which is a shame, because I think it is really a technical and genre-defining kind of game, but this is generally a bit disappointing. And just the endless, like, houses and stuff and buildings and businesses, it is ridiculously massive, this place. Absolutely ridiculously massive. And I love the puffy clouds, and it's also cool because there's all these animals too. They like, I guess they bought like the Planet Zoo animals or something, and they've integrated them so you like get out across the world and see like creatures and animals, and you can do real flights, and it's the beauty of aviation. The sky is calling, and then you get this, and it's like, ugh. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird situation, I would say. It's definitely a bit of a weird situation. Still, if you have never tried this, I would highly recommend it. It's kind of weird though, because if you're on Series S, I might almost, like, if this is actually how this game looks on Series S, because that's what it's so hard to tell. It's like, is it actually supposed to look like this, or is it just the cloud problems? Like, if this is actually how this is supposed to look, I would probably, and perform, I would say go with the 2020 version almost, which is terrible to say, but I hope this looks better. Like, is this going to be one of those things where I have to revisit this on the Series S and be like, oh no, it's a lot better now or something? Because it is, yeah, like it's kind of chugging, and then on top of that, it's, yeah, not great. Like, you can barely tell any of the detail. Maybe the Series S is just struggling to run this. Hmm. In we go. At least there's some dimensions happening here for these buildings. That at least makes it a little bit better. I don't know, I thought this would be a lot better of a showcase here for the Series S. There's the Los Angeles Convention Center, where I spent many years doing E3. Is it still called the Staples Center? Isn't it the, there's LA Live over there. Isn't it called the Crypto Arena or something now? There's LAX, or not LAX, there's Los Angeles Convention Center. That's where the E3 stuff used to happen. There's all these other, like, little, kind of places down here. There's, like, a school and everything like that. I mean, you can kind of make out some of the details, and then the ridiculous way where you have to pay for, like, faster travel and stuff. All very, very fascinating. So anyways, Flight Sim's really cool. If this is how you have to experience it on Series S, I mean, I guess it is what it is. Little disappointing for sure, because this is really, really quite a cool experience to have as playing Flight Sim, and I always recommend it to those, kind of curious about it, but yeah, not a great way to play this game, I would say, on Series S. I don't know if it looks better to you watching on YouTube, but it's very, very muddy, very, very hard to tell what anything is kind of experience, and The level of disappointment I have with Flight Sim, it's hard to really truly convey that because yeah, they messed up with this launch for sure. This might actually just be how this game is on this platform, which would be a bit of a de-evolution over the existing one. Like it's I don't know, some of the tree models seem to be loading okay. Like it's just completely muddy and like awful looking. Hmm. I thought they have these random pools of water, but everything else is just like endless high or like roads and highways and stuff. I mean, if you're looking for something cool in Los Angeles, I guess you're just not gonna get the detail. Maybe it'll be better for like a less detailed environment. I don't know. Like my city's pretty dense. It looked way better on the Series X than it does on the Series S. That is for sure. So we're gonna move more out into the countryside a bit, and maybe that will help slightly with the detail stuff. The water looks strangely good, I think, all things considered. Yeah, the water looks good. I'm so disappointed. I wanted to come on here and be like, this is the most mind-blowing experience. Flight Sim is everything you've been waiting for, and yeah, it's intriguing that this is how it ended up. I guess maybe if you're on the Series S, you might be used to this a bit more, but I don't know. At least the clouds look nice. Hmm. I don't know if you're kind of really getting it, but I am truly disappointed. Like it's just this is shouldn't have launched like this. And if this is how it looks on the Series S, I really genuinely feel bad for those that like aviation and stuff. Because you wouldn't even be able to, like, the whole point of this is you can tell the detail of these places and see real locations and areas, and like this does not allow you to enjoy that in a way that's meaningful. Hmm. I guess that's just how the cookie of Flight Sim crumbles. Well, if they do another one in 2028, hopefully they'll have things done right by then. Holy. Uh, I mean, I'd love to hear people's first-hand thoughts on the Series S version, but yeah, this is very peculiar. I wonder why they're thinning out that mountain. Is there like specifically there must be some kind of good material or yeah, raw material to get out of that or something. Hmm. Yeah, Los Angeles, it really like and the areas around it, they're sprawling forever. Like this is on the other side of the hills too, the mountains. Hmm. I guess at least you get the full scale distance and stuff, like draw distance and that. It'd just be nicer if some of this close range stuff actually delivered. Well, I wouldn't say it's a great experience on Series S. I'd say it's rough to play it this way. If it gets better, I guess maybe let me know, or I guess maybe this needs a bit of a revisit at some point, because this is genuinely a disappointment. I would not recommend playing the game in this way at all. It's doing a disservice to the game and the player as well, because this is not the quality of an experience that you should expect or want from a flight sim. This completely is counterintuitive to what this series is supposed to offer. Very disappointing.